Hey everyone, I am talking to Carlos Corral. He is the founder of the El Paso Film Festival, and we're going to be talking about this year's film festival. Carlos, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, listen, before we get into the festival, first of all, I want to congratulate you on last year's festival, which I thought was
Oh, thanks.
one of the best local events that I'd seen produced. So, congratulations, first of
Oh,
all.
thanks, man. That's great.
Obviously, this year is going to look different, obviously. But before we get to this year's festival, let's learn about you. Let's learn about how you first became interested in filmmaking and your journey to get here and becoming the founder of the festival.
Ooh, let's see. That goes back to going to the University of Texas at Austin. So I graduated Cathedral High School here in 2002, went to UT Austin, and majored in film there. Originally, I was a computer science major. And, I was like, okay, this is probably not going to work out for me. So I went to go talk to my advisor and I said, well, he's asking me like, well, tell me about, what do you like to do? And I'm like, well, I like to make movies with friends. He goes, we have a film major. And I'm like, you can major in movies? Really? I'm like, okay, cool. So I made it my mission to graduate with a film degree from UT Austin. And of course, that's where I met, my wife, Sandy. Made a lot of great friendships there. And came back to El Paso, shot my first feature here, and then realized, you know what, I should probably just move back to El Paso. Because originally I was just going to stay in Austin to pursue my filmmaking career. But I I think I was like, I think El Paso is growing, and I think I want to be part of that growth, especially when it comes to the filmmaking scene here. So I moved back here in 2010 and have been making shorts and TV productions. I got really heavy into location sound, and I've just kind of been here ever since.
I press pause here because clearly, if you're interested in film production and it was something that spoke to you and you graduate from UT, clearly a lot of the film production action in Texas is happening in Austin. So when you say you decided, listen, I think I should move back to El Paso, I think I should be part of the scene there, what compelled you? What pushed you over the edge to say, listen, I want to take my career now forward, but in El Paso?
I think the deciding factor for me to come back to El Paso was actually me doing my first feature here. It was called Hands of God, and I was very shocked that I could find all of the resources I needed here locally to do a feature film. Austin, you can find it as well, but it took a lot more research effort. It didn't feel like such a tight knit community the way El Paso does. I mean, everyone always says El Paso, big city but small town, and I think that's kind of what I liked, is that everyone knew everyone. So when you asked, hey, we're filming a movie, can we use this place, or can we go here, can we do that? It was very friendly. It was very easy. A place like Austin, it's got its own challenges. But yeah, and I realized, what, if I can film a feature in my hometown, there's no reason not to come back. All my resources are here. It's just a matter of getting to know where the talent is, what people have available. And that's how you learn. And that's when I started to meet a lot of filmmakers. Of course, there have been a lot that have left El Paso and gone to LA or New York,
Sure.
or Austin or Albuquerque. But it was great because I felt I was getting in on the ground floor on a lot of these artists who are now very talented people.
Fantastic.
So that was my reasoning for it.
And then at some point you transitioned to helping out with the Plaza Classic Film Festival.
Yes.
You transitioned in helping to curate the local filmmakers when they feature local filmmakers. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I got involved with the local flavor a showcase that we would do at the Plaza Classic, and that was also kind of my way of keeping in touch with filmmakers. As I mentioned, a lot of filmmakers would move away, but they were still El Pasoans, so I was always curious to see what their careers would evolve and become. And then they started sending me content saying like, hey, we know you're running the local flavor thing at the Plaza Classic, can you show our short? Yeah, sure, why not? And so then it became kind of a mission to remind El Paso filmmakers who had left us to, hey, you can come back anytime, and we're all here to help you do your next project. Okay. And then finally, after doing that for about 6-7 years, amassing that amount of connection with so many filmmakers and people, I realized I think we can spin off to our own independent film festival. And that was the other thing that I was a little shocked about was El Paso, for a city as large as we are, never had an AIM festival. You know, San Antonio's had theirs for 25, 26 years. Dallas has had theirs for 15. Austin Film Festival's been around for almost 30. And that was kind of one of the, I think we need to do this so that filmmakers know that there is a large beacon here now. And yeah, so we founded it in 2018. That was our first year. We started off small, and you know, I'm like, okay, we're going to grow bigger. And as luck happened, you know, I was able to get Robert Rodriguez as our special guest for 2019. So I'm like, okay, we're a legit film festival now. So
listen, I think you're absolutely right. There's no question that 2019 was a legit film festival, and it was the programming was fantastic. You had Robert Rodriguez here talking to filmmakers. He put on that presentation, showed his film. It was an excellent night, and again, all the local programming and the other films that you brought in too. You curated a great festival. So again, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's a lot of hard work that has paid off, and yeah, that's what I've made my mission to kind of build now is create that home beacon to let everybody know, hey, El Pasoans, even if you leave El Paso, keep making work, keep bringing it back here, because we want to see where you are as artists, as filmmakers, and that's going to lead to a lot of great relationships later down the road, I think, especially for our city.
I love that. Love that idea. Okay, so let's transition then. Let's pivot to 2020. What festivals everywhere have had to do is adjust to the age of COVID.
Yeah.
Some of the best things about film festivals, networking, interfacing with others, film lovers or filmmakers, that isn't possible this year in the real sense, but you're trying to accommodate being able to achieve that. So tell me about it.
Yeah, so early on, we were going to go to South by Southwest to, you know, go watch movies and everything, and then everything got canceled. And then people were scrambling. They didn't know what to do when it came to curating a digital festival or a virtual festival. I took that time when everything was locked down to really research and see what other festivals were doing. And I thought it was really interesting when South by partnered with Amazon to kind of bring that digital version where you could watch it from home. And I thought, okay, this might be in the cards for us. I know we're in the fall, and a lot of people were telling me like, oh, just you're fine. You're in the fall. You're going to be okay. The pandemic won't hit you. And I'm like, I don't think I better plan just in case. So then in May, we started researching ways to bring the festival to people's homes as a way to just, you know, promote safety and just say, hey guys, just stay home and watch some movies. We can still have the festival. And so we started off with our Roku channel, then our Amazon Fire TV, and then Apple TV. And we launched it and did kind of a test where we had some of our 2018 and 2019 content in case anyone missed the shorts. You can now watch them. And we wanted to do it from, the reason we chose those TV streaming channels was because we noticed that a lot of festivals were doing virtual and digital festivals, but you're glued to your computer.
Yeah.
And we understand that you have to do that, but they had to, you know, you bought your virtual pass, your ticket, but everything was only on the computer. You couldn't access it from, you know, like if you have one of those devices like an Apple TV in your bedroom.
Sure, like if you want to sling it to your bedroom TV or something.
Yeah, if you just want, and you want to watch it wherever you want in the house, because we're all working from home now.
Yeah.
So, and I was starting to realize that I was getting very, like, you know, there was that Zoom fatigue that everyone had. It's like, it's everything on the computer, and it felt like work. You know, everyone, since we're all home, just being on the computer screen 8 hours a day was already work enough as it is. Yeah. On the weekends, you know, I like to disconnect, you know, put on a good vinyl record, you know, a glass of wine with my wife. We're outside on the balcony. But then, of course, everyone's schedules got all messed up, too. You know, a lot of people working from home like you. Like, look at this home studio, man. This is great. So, yeah, but we wanted to make it to where it was accessible for people to watch on their own time.
Yeah.
We would just tell them, like, okay, you have 10 days to watch anytime. Tune in whenever you want. And so that was the idea behind it. Now, I was originally hoping this year to expand into panels as well, you know, to have a little bit more people come in. So that was the other thing. A lot of people asked me, like, why don't you have, you know, workshops and panels yet? And I told them, well, I haven't grown my festival alumni yet. The whole purpose was to bring people, and once their films really got out in the world, I wanted to bring those filmmakers back so that you can learn and see where their films went. We actually I have like 2 success stories I want to share, possibly 3. There's so many, but like David Blue Garcia, who did the movie Tejano.
Okay.
That won our Best Narrative Feature in 2018, and it got picked up by HBO January 2020, and now he's directing the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Again, just
Perfect, yeah.
yeah, it's like, whoa, you know, a lot of people, like I said, getting in on the ground floor with people is what I like to do. And then we also had our friends Mark Dennis and Ben Foster. They did a movie called Time Trap, which got on Netflix after they were at our festival. They won the producer award. So and again, there's a lot more success stories. 2019 had plenty of them. Chelsea Hernandez just had her feature documentary, Building the American Dream, air on PBS. That won Best of Show last year. And yeah, I'm always keeping an eye on talent and seeing where they go. So yeah, so now this year we are hoping to have some digital panels this year.
Yeah.
But you know, I really wish they could have been in person. You know, bringing them down and having people talk and meet.
Yeah.
But we'll have to do it virtually. We're hoping things go back to normal by 2021. We
Fingers
hope.
crossed.
We
Fingers
hope.
crossed.
We hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, you touched on it, but let's talk again about the mechanics of how people can enjoy this year's festival, which is
yes.
pretty remarkable, I think, you know, the way that you've described it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the way that they can do it, by the way, everything is free. If I had not said that yet, the festival this year is free because we want to promote safety from your home. I know the movie theaters are open, but if you're still kind of wondering, should we go out? Should we not? I always say, stay in and watch a good, you know, independent film.
Yeah.
So if you have a Roku device or Amazon Fire Stick or an Apple TV, all you have to do is go to, you know, the App Store section or search channels and just look for El Paso Film Festival and our channel will come up. You download it, you open it up, and there's our content. And starting October 16th, 2020, that's when all the new 2020 film selections will be added on to the channel. But if you're curious to see what they are now, go to our website, elpasofilmfestival.org, and our program is there so you can see what films will be on our channel this year.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. So people can already do it now. It's live, but then on the 16th, the new this year's festival kicks in. That becomes populated with this year's programming.
Yeah, I always tell people, think of it like when Netflix updates their stuff every month, and then you see all this new stuff. It's like that.
Got it.
Actually, what's also kind of remarkable about this year, even though we're not having it be in person, I still feel like I'm going to be able to reach a lot more people this year because our channel is available to everyone in the United States. So if you have, like I mentioned, Apple TV, Roku, Fire Stick, it doesn't matter where you are. You can download this channel and watch everything for free. So somebody in Arizona or in Pennsylvania or in Oregon, California, wherever you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought this was kind of a really great way to share El Paso with the entire U.S. because, yeah, originally for festivals, you got to fly in, you got to travel, make plans. This year, it's just sit down and watch some movies and stay home, stay healthy. That's
Excellent.
it.
Excellent.
But I've really tried to focus more on the festival because I felt that I didn't want to just cancel and do nothing and come back in 2021. I feel like we still need to have something because I don't want to just go away and then people forget about you and that kind of thing. Especially after 2019, you said it was a great year, and I'm like, I can't.
You can't just let it wither. Yeah.
Can't let it wither away. No way.
Right. Well, we're glad that you're not letting it wither, Carlos.
Yeah. Well, all of it comes from having filmmakers create content. I mean, one of your short films is playing in our festival this year. Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping grows with El Paso filmmakers here. You know, I want this also to be their festival. It's not just for everybody else. You know, in the United States, I really want to try to promote the filmmaking that El Paso filmmakers have here. So, and really, I'm maybe we could do another episode later, but I'm going to give people some advice. If you want to get your movie played at El Paso Film Festival, story and sound. Don't worry about the camera. It can be on a phone, it can be on a DSLR. Story and sound. That's it. If you got those, you're solid. I will do my best to get you in. So, little tidbit here.
Good advice. Good advice. We appreciate your insight and your expertise, and we appreciate you getting the festival together. It is free. It is El Paso Film Festival. Carlos Corral talking to us. elpasofilmfestival.org is the website. Carlos Corral, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Robert. Of course. And I love the studio.
Thanks.